All in Sports Network. We love sports.
Coming to you from the land of brisket and barbecue, Lone Stars and Longhorn, this is All In Colts, presented by the Unstable Blues.
Welcome back in. It's time once again to take a look at Colts players and their fantasy stats and projections in our Colts fantasy stable. So let's go. All In Colts.
Yes, I'm Kevin. This is my son Liam, and we are the Unstable Blues. Happy to present All In Colts as part of the Rogue Media Sports Network.
Oh, glasses. Okay.
Gold lenses. It is someone's golden birthday.
It is, yeah.
Happy birthday to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
You are welcome. You have made it to your final year of if you notice, there's gold here on the shirt, gold lenses. Did the best on the hat. I mean, I figure, a team with gold helmets got to work. So, I'm all gold for you. You're welcome.
Thank you.
You feel older?
Okay. I thought we were wearing the sunglasses the whole time.
No, they're reflective lenses. So then, people can see all the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, no.
Can't ruin the movie magic here.
Yeah. What were you saying? You said if you're
Do you feel older?
Oh, do I feel older? No, honestly, no. Not at all. I feel the same. Literally today, I was just doing homework and stuff. I'm like, it's my birthday tomorrow. Okay. It's nothing.
You're looking older there.
Oh,
got that no shave November look.
Yeah, this needs to keep going though. Because I'm telling people, they're like, the beard looks good. I was like, thank you. If I'm gonna keep it though, this needs to grow faster. No.
Well, what you get? Take it from. Okay, so what you got to do is you got to keep this trim until that grows, and then it'll catch up.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm shaping it from every now and then.
Yeah, I don't do a no shave November because if I there's this and
yeah, I do no shave November, but I still trim. Yeah, just shape and stuff like that.
That's a good call. That's good. You don't want to go all full woodsman on it. That's no good. No.
Yeah.
How did? Okay, I don't want to ask. Because I know how you did in fantasy.
I'll start off with the bad news because bad news always. I lost a league. I lost by 40 points in a league because I honestly forgot that league existed for a bit, and I was so focused on keeping undefeated. Although, in my other league, I have over 200 points. Someone playing in Monday Night Football.
Yeah, you asked me before we started if I had looked, and I had forgotten that you advanced even further because of Monday Night Football. But whatever.
All I'm saying is my points combined. My points this week looks like a combined 2 weeks of the fantasy playoffs.
Yeah, I know.
It looks like that.
I know. And you played your mother. Don't do that to your mother.
I'm not putting in bad players just to. How am I supposed to know? 3 of my guys getting 30 points.
I know. The only I think she'll let you off because it's your birthday week. That may be the only reason. So
yeah.
And you're coming home from college soon, so she'll appreciate that too. I was projected to lose most of the week because I had Jaden Daniels play on Thursday and he didn't. 13 points is not terrible, but it's not great for a quarterback, especially when I had Bo Nix, my other quarterback. He did 28, but I was projected to lose most of the week, but pulled it out, beat down our newcomer, your second to youngest brother, the newly admitted, because our family rules, you have to be in double-digit age level to play fantasy. This is Hendrick's first year of playing fantasy football, and he's done really good. He's done fairly well.
It's going a little bit better than expected, I'd say.
I feel a little bad. You should feel bad for beating your mother. I feel a little bad for beating a 10-year-old, but
I don't feel bad.
It's fantasy football. It's just
I don't feel bad because I take pride in what I can do, and this is what I can do really well as of right now. I just can't wait till March Madness comes around, and another third or second place. Apparently, though, in McLean, there's a huge bracket challenge, and there's a prize for whoever does the best. So
there you go.
Okay, so I don't have to
You're
run
dorm,
by myself.
You're doing there, nice.
Yeah. Even though I'll probably run myself.
How about Taysom Hill though?
Yes,
you called it.
I did. I said if the Saints have Taysom Hill, they have like a 10 times better chance of winning because he's such a huge offensive threat. He's able to throw the ball, run the ball, catch the ball. And then this week we saw he was returning it on kickoffs as well.
Yeah, that's what's insane. Like I wrote down some of these numbers because I mean you played 6-man football and you had some games that you were really good at 6-man football, right? Because you could throw it, you very Taysom Hillish, same number, same kind of build, and everything. But like you had, I read this stat line, and I was like, this sounds like a 6-man stat line, right? 1 for 2 passing for 18 yards and an interception. 7 rushes for 138 yards and 3 touchdowns, right? That's like 19 yards a carry, something like that. Once again, very 6-man because there's so much space. Okay. 8 catches for 50 yards. I didn't even include the run in there. He also had a fumble. So when you're thinking in terms of fantasy, he had an interception and a fumble. So he got 41 points while still having points taken off for both of those things.
Mm-hmm.
And the catches came where he was lined up as a tight end or a fullback or a running back or a slot receiver.
Yep.
And the one completed pass came when he was split out.
Yeah. Never actually played a down of typical quarterback.
And if you want a special cheat code in fantasy, he's listed as a tight end.
Yep. You can put him at the flex position, tight end position, whatever you want.
Which means if you really if he has a week like this, if you're really banking on that, you can put him at tight end where your normal score is about 8 to 12.
Unless you have Brock Bowers.
Like 15 is a really good day for a tight end typically, right?
Yeah. 31's pretty solid as well. It's the one
it helps when your tight end is on a team that doesn't really have any other reliable receivers.
It's true. Very true. And
which is why
quarterback can still get in the ball.
Which is why Hunter Henry picked him up. I actually drafted Taysom Hill from the beginning for this very reason. Tight end. Because he still, even though he's listed as a tight end, he still scores you all the same points no matter where he's lined up.
Yep.
So if he throws the ball, it still counts. Right? He runs the ball, still counts. So his versatility, his Swiss Army knife is a cheat code. So he's still available in our league.
Yes.
But you got back Brock Bowers, so you're good.
Yeah, I don't need a tight end as of right now. Go ahead. Sure.
Okay. All right. So all that this is about the Colts fantasy players. So or the Colts players fantasy stats. So
yes.
Walk us through what we got.
First up, this guy, AR.
He's back.
Yep, he's back. Last week he had 28 points for a really good performance. Super, super happy with the way he
was
performed.
Like, he showed up. He was like, "What did I miss?"
Yep. We did find a way to find rankings for these people.
Yes.
So we will see where they rank. If they didn't make it to a certain point in the rank, we kind of just cut it off and just did the same.
Evaluated like we used to. Yep.
AR was 4th in the quarterback rankings, behind Bo Nix, Goff, and Joe Burrow, I believe. Joe Burrow is the other one.
All right.
This week he's projected to get 16. Once again, kind of like last week, I said if you don't really have anyone else, go ahead and start him. But definitely weigh your options on who people are playing and stuff because he is playing the Lions. Tough team to play.
I told you last week we talked about it. I said, what advice would you give your sister who had him, took him down, and you said, go ahead and play. She did, and it worked out well. She won the week.
Did she listen to this to take the advice? Or
I don't know if she listened to it, but I
did you
passed
tell her?
along. I passed along your word of advice.
Okay.
And I said, hey, Liam said, and so that way, if it went bad, it didn't blow up in my face.
Yeah,
it's not very Peyton Manning of me, but
I don't care. I'll take it. I'll take credit.
That is how a true leader leads. If something goes right, give credit to the others. If something goes wrong, it's all on me.
Yep. You were just doing that for me. You were helping me out.
Right. Doug Peterson was doing that today. He said, "Hey, don't blame it. I'm not going to change a single coach. If something's not going right, blame me." And I think they probably will.
Mm-hmm. Next up is MPJ. I feel like we should really change the order of stuff because he is not the number one anymore. This past week he had 10 points, so not terrible, better than his other outings. Once again, he didn't, get in the certain rank system that we were looking at. So we'll just kind of evaluate. He had big catches in the big moments. I think you'll hear that a lot with this week. Other than that, not much else to say. He's projected 9 points. I still don't see that. Yes, he had a good game this week, but that doesn't mean every other week. Next up is Adnai.
Once again, though, as you mentioned, like what we're going to hear, big catches, big moments. As we referenced yesterday, you can go back and watch that. The ball was spread. And so when the ball is spread, which is something we typically talk about with Aaron Rodgers on the other side, well, a different AR did that this week. And when the ball is spread, that means not so much great fantasy, but maybe some better team football.
Mm-hmm. Next up, Adonai Mitchell. Last week, he had 4.5. Not good. But he, like I said, he had my Mayflower moves of the game. We talked about yesterday's episode. This week he's projected to get 5 points. I'd trust that projection more than Pittman's. Adonai's definitely playing his role, and his role isn't necessarily catch all the balls or get a whole bunch of yards or anything. It's get stuff in the crucial moments. Those down the sideline toe taps, those big crosser routes where he can extend the play like he did against Sauce.
Yep.
Those type of things. Pretty much in the same boat as I guess we can kind of combine Pitt and Mitchell here. Just with Pierce. Pierce got 10 points. Not great, kind of the same as Pitt. He was in the places at the right times. He made obviously that big first catch of the last drive to open things up. And then you and me were like, okay, hold on. Maybe they shouldn't move too fast. Work the time pretty decent. Jets ended up having 0 timeouts, so didn't matter. Obviously didn't matter at the end. And then this next week, he's projected to get about 5 points, so kind of the same as Mitchell there. I would trust that. I'd say maybe even more than 5. I don't know. I'm trusting Pierce a lot more now.
Well, yeah, you got to consider, and we'll talk about this on Friday, who they're up against, right? And the Detroit defensive backfield is not the strongest. It can be, but
their safeties are good.
Right.
Brian Branch is good.
Right, but he's only his second year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Terrion Arnold is a rookie starting on the outside. So, I'm really interested to see if Adonai and Terrion go against each other. That'd be a fun little matchup, rookie on rookie. And, 2 players that the Colts could have drafted, within that first 2 rounds there. And so I'm interested to see who is on there. And to me, if you're asking me, one of those 3 guys is going to have like much. I would say at least double their projection. I don't
Mhm.
know. I don't know who. That's my thought process. Is I don't know who it would be. My gut would say it was going to be Pierce.
I'd say my gut's Pierce too, because I feel like AR might want to
But
unload
that
the
kind of
ball.
depends on Branch and who they assign to Branch. But Branch is strong safety, so I would imagine he may be tied up in the box too much,
Yeah.
which is going to leave more space. So
Mhm.
with AR being back, I think Pierce would be my best bet to at least double the projection.
Don't spoil too much though for the preview.
That's right. Just a little teaser. Just
Yep.
you got to come back on Friday to hear all the details.
Yeah. Next up, Josh Downs, or Josh First Downs, because once again, getting first downs. Last week,
But he also scored a Josh touchdown as well.
Yep. 19 points with the touchdown. He had 5 receptions for 84 yards. Don't know why I know those stats off the top of my head. I just do. He was in the ranking that we said we would look for. So he was 11th in the wide receiver rankings, and is a big wide receiver week. Amon-Ra went crazy. Tyreek went crazy, just to name a couple.
Yep.
So really, really good for him being up there, constantly up there in the top with the top dogs.
Yep.
In only his second year. And then he's projected to get 12 points. If you're in a bigger league, I've told everybody, I'm like, hey, if I'm talking to them about fantasy, hey, if Josh Downs is in your league, check for me real quick. If he isn't, pick him up.
Yeah.
They're all in like 12, 16 man leagues. So I might start him if you're in that type of league.
I mean,
you're starting him, and
I got
we're
him.
in what, 8 person?
Right.
So
and it did me well. Like I had Jawan Jennings as well. So I had 2 out of the top 11 receivers on my team.
I did as well.
Yeah.
I had Puka and Amon-Ra. I'm so glad I kept Puka. There were so many times where I'm like, I'm going to give him away. Never did, though. I almost traded him, too, for Amari Cooper. Glad I did not do that. Next up is the running back, who I'm normally wearing his shirt, jersey, whatever you want to call it. Jonathan Taylor. This past week, he had one of his worst performances, but it's fine. 7 points. They were just clogging the run. He wasn't in the rankings, so he's kind of I mean, the running backs were very stretched this week. There was really, really good ones, and there was So and JT was one of the meh ones.
Yeah. Had a good first half, pretty decent first half, but they made really good halftime adjustments and came back, strong in the middle.
He's projected to get about 18 points. This is one of the weeks where I don't know if I would start him. I feel like there's a lot of really good running backs out there. They're playing the Lions. The Lions have a good run defense. If anyone, maybe go pick up Gibbs or Montgomery on the other side of the ball.
I got Gibbs.
Yeah. Are you going to play him? That's the question.
I don't like to do that because that shows a lack of faith on my team. But I don't know that there's been many weeks that I haven't played him. And I don't know if I have anyone else that I would rather start. I think it's a tough call for me. I've got a lot of wide receivers, not a lot of running back depth on my team.
That's fair.
So,
hey, if you ever need a running back, I got depth.
Once we get to the tail end of the season and a lot of buys are over with, like I'm stocking receivers because they, in a PPR league, they'll score more points.
I have depth at running back if you need it. Just hit me up. That's all. I don't know if I would start to make this call yourself. I feel like it go either way. I feel like he had a not so great game like this past. He could have a good game. He could have a really, really good game. All depends.
I'm not so sure I believe you on the whole Lions running defense kind of deal.
I don't know. I feel like they have the ability to stop the run defense. I feel like it's kind of going to be like the Jets. The Jets, don't necessarily have the greatest run defense. I mean, they have people to stop the run, kind of like the Lions do, but they don't have the greatest run defense in itself. So my thought with that is, okay, well, then kind of put 2 and 2 together and then halftime adjustments happen, and you're going to be able to stop it. So,
Well, you have to come back on Friday to see exactly how that's going to work out.
yep. The defense this week had 5 points. They were in the upper half of the league with 12. They were 12th as of right now. I believe Monday Night Football is still going on, so we don't know exactly if that's going to shift or not. Their projection is another 5 points. There are so many better defenses out there. Go pick a different defense. We will see if it's fixed or fired, though, for the preview.
I know. I said it needed to be.
It's not fired. It's fixed. Is it fixed or not? Not fired as of right now.
Yeah. Well, that is it for this today, and we'll be back tomorrow with a special guest for our Unstable Pick 6. Then later this week, we will have our update from the South, look around the AFC South, and we will finish off the week previewing the Colts wearing the Indiana Knights uniforms against something I thought I'd never say, the dominant Detroit Lions.
Yeah, alliteration. Well, this is Liam.
And this is Kevin.
Reminding you to stay all in Colts.
All in Sports Network. We love sports.